All right, good evening, you guys. It is 6 o'clock on the dot. We'll let some more friends in as they join. And of course, we're going to post this replay on our YouTube page, but welcome to our first makeup masterclass of the month. So we always try to do a tutorial that is based around more of a skill or a hack or a tip. And then our second makeup masterclass of the month is always based around a look. Like, let's grab the eyeshadow, let's create something fabulous. So I'm just going to pin my screen up here, you guys. And what you're going to want for today, because we are creating a winged liner look, and I already have this side done, as you can see. I went hardcore with this one because I was like, okay, we're going to go big wing. Be like, we're going to show that wing off. Let's make it thick. Let's make it wide. And today we're going to go over like a foolproof way to do this. And it's going to work every single time. You can use eyeshadow, you can use gel, you can use a liquid liner pen, you can use liquid liner. I never go anywhere without my magnetic eyeliner. And so this is what I'm going to be using today because I am traveling. And then, so you have your liner. And then because, typically it takes a minute or two for the liner to dry, I have a hair dryer just to speed up that process for you guys. And then you're going to want some tape. I always use Scotch tape with this. When I learned about this skill, this hack, they were using Scotch tape. If you guys have some other tape, that's great too, because we're literally going to make a stencil today. Now, I know you guys have probably seen people teaching I'm just going to turn my phone volume off, how to create a winged look using tape, where they kind of line up the lower lid and create just like a line. Well, we're actually going to create a stencil. So both sides are going to look pretty similar. Now I just want to give you guys some grace and let you know that each side of our faces they're not completely symmetrical. I know when I first figured it out, I was like, that makes so much sense. Like this has my face is down here and over there. And I can't control like the muscles on this side of my face like I can on this side of my face. So give yourself some grace. You might need to get a little tricky with it and kind of paint in some places. But you're going to want some tape. And you are going to want some scissors. I love these lash scissors because they have a little bit of a curve, which I think makes for a fun curved wing look. And then again, a liner. If you're not using a liner with a brush that comes with it, you're going to want to grab a little brush if you're using shadow or a gel liner. But let's get to it, you guys. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to grab your tape first and foremost. And you're going to pull out a pretty decent amount because you're actually going to use this piece of tape for both eyeballs. Now, I already did one, but I still want to show you guys the process. And I have the sister side to this piece of tape hanging up over here. Okay, so once you have your piece of tape, you're going to fold it in half to where the non-sticky sides are touching, right? If we touch the sticky sides together, it's all over. So you have this fun little, was that working? There we go. If I put it on the purple, you can see it a little better. So now you have this shape right here. You guys, so simple. You're going to take your scissors. I kind of want to flatten and bend this side a little bit. There we go. Bend it down a little bit. And all I'm going to do is make a V. I'm going to make 2 cuts. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go kind of at an angle. And now, depending on how wide you want your wing to be, is how wide you're going to cut your V. Or same thing, how long you want your V to be, you might cut a little deeper or wider. So for instance, I'll make a cut on the top going down. Super, super simple. And then I'll make another cut going up. And I didn't flip if you could see, I did not flip or turn my scissors. So this way I have a little bit of a curve. So when you open them, it kind of makes like this diamond shape. Now what we're going to do is cut this perfectly in half. So where that crease was, you're just going to cut that in half. And now you have 2 symmetrical stencils, you guys. So exciting. And they kind of have a curve. These are curving down right now, which means I'm going to flip them upside down so that my liner curves up. Okay, now let's get to my favorite part, which is putting the stencil on and painting it. Now, when you're doing a liquid liner look, the line is actually an extension of your lower lid, of your lower lash line, your lower lid, your lower lash line. I'm going to grab a little mirror so I can see this a little bit better. My eyelashes always love to get in the way, but it doesn't take very long. Okay, again, we're going to line this up at our lower, so I want the bottom to be kind of touching my lower lash line. And I am using a liquid liner that loves to bleed in between my stencil. So I make sure that I get this really nice and pressed on the skin. Now, if you're using a gel or a shadow, you might even want to take that tape and destigmatize it a little bit by putting it on the back of your hand and getting some of that sticky residue off. But for my scenario, because I'm using a liquid, I want it to be as sticky as possible. By the way, you guys, I already primed my lid with primer, our liquid foundation and powder foundation so that I have a nice base to go off of. Okay, we got a couple lashes in the way there. Let's just get those puppies out of the way. Come on, lashes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is paint. We're going to paint that stencil in, you guys, and we don't even have to be super clean with it. It's a stencil, so I can go up and down. I can go side to side. I can paint perfectly in the stencil if I want to. Boom, there, done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here, right? You're looking at that and you're like, that does not look like a perfect line. Don't worry, I'll show you the magic in a second. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this Dyson hair dryer on and dry myself in the face. I'll press mute while I do that. How about that? Just for your guys' sake. So typically we all know this liner takes about a minute or two to dry, but not with the Dyson hair dryer, y'all. This is not an ad, by the way, for Dyson by any means. They have not sponsored this makeup masterclass. Okay, let's take off our tape. And now you'll see you have a perfect little wing. And I already have this side done and they're gonna match up. Okay, so now that you have that wing stenciled in, and again, you can, however you place that wing, kind of like when we did our brows last month, is how you're gonna get that. So, and you can cut wider if you wanna, or longer if you want a longer wing. You can cut wider if you want a really thick wing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and fill in the rest. And what you want to do when you're filling in the rest of your liner is you don't want to go straight down and you don't want to go up. You want to hold your liner, and it doesn't matter if you're using the pen, if you're using a shadow, if you're using a gel, but at the side. And I love to start in the center and just follow the lash line, you guys. Just follow it right into that chunkiness. And now I'm going to take the rest of the product and go to the front. Okay, now I'm going to connect. See how we have a little, how it's nice and thick there at the end? We're just going to connect that. So I'm going to bring that in and I'm going to fill that piece in a bit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is kind of freestyle this a little bit to finish up the wing. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of this product to my lash line and bring it in just a little bit at a time. Until it reaches the top, because I did these a little bit thinner. I mean, thicker, not thinner, thicker. And so on this side of my eye, I actually have a lid that almost like a little bit of a hood, right? Because our eyes are not symmetrical. Our sides of our faces are not symmetrical. So I'm going to fill this in a little bit and go a little bit higher towards my crease, because the other side is naturally higher to my crease. Okay, there we go, you guys. That was so simple. We're 11 minutes in, can you believe it? And then it's gonna dry. Okay, so we have our liquid liner using our fun stencils that we made with tape, and you can make these wings as tiny, as thin, as thick, as wide as you want. Practice makes perfect, but I've tried this with shadow, gel, and of course tonight we used our Magnitude liquid magnetic eyeliner. You guys, this is so much fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great night. That was so fast. Our next makeup masterclass is going to be on July 15th. Nope, not July 15th, July 25th. That's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be going over a beautiful end of summer look. All right, guys, have a great evening. Bye.